Good morning, everyone. Namaste. I'm going to call in Archangel Michael to cleanse his space, all negative and lower vibrations, placing the white light of protection on us with his blue seal. We are going to be reading out of my book, Letting Go, The Pathway to Surrender by David R. Hawkins, MD and PhD. And we are still on Chapter 2, The Mechanism of Letting Go. We are on the part of number 3, escape. It says, many are foregoing mechanisms of escape are faulty, stressful, and ineffective. Each of them requires increasing amounts of energy in itself. Enormous amounts of energy are required to keep down the growing pressure of the suppressed and repressed feelings. This is progressive loss of awareness and arrest of growth. That's why it's so important. I tell people to do this all the time. Rarely do people listen, but I do make my Reiki clients do it. Some people really struggle with it. So try it and see how it feels. But scream into the pillow all your pain and sorrows and release that energy, because energy cannot be destroyed, but it can be transferred. When you scream it out, you're releasing that. So try it and see how it works. But I do it quite frequently, especially if I'm stressed or if I have some things going on in my life that are difficult to deal with. Besides surrendering it to God, I also, in addition, do that to relieve that from my body so that I can't keep that stress within my body. It says, there is a progressive loss of awareness and arrest of growth. There is a loss of creativity, energy, and real interest in others. There is a halting of spiritual growth and eventually the development of the physical and emotional, disease, aging, and premature death. The projection of these repressed feelings result in the social problems, disorders, and increase of selfishness, callousness, characteristics of our present society. Most of all, the effects of inability to truly love and trust another person, which results in emotional isolation and self-hatred, as well as the capability that most people don't have, that they truly love themselves. How can you truly love and trust other people if you don't even love yourself? You have to learn to forgive yourself and forgive others, and that is where you're going to find that love and peace. Surrendering it to God to ask Him to help in. From the Course in Miracles, I forgive myself, I forgive that person, I ask for forgiveness because you don't know what you did to them in a previous life, and I surrender that to you, God, Holy Spirit, and that relieves you of carrying that burden. In contrast to the above, what happens instead when we let go of feelings? The energy behind the feeling is instantly surrender. Net effects is decompression. The accumulated pressure begins to decrease as we constantly let go. Everyone knows that when we let go, we immediately feel better. The body's physiology changes and there are detectable improvements in skin coloring, breathing, pulse, blood pressure, muscle tension, gastrointestinal function, and blood chemistries. In the state of inner freedom, bodily functions and organs move in general directions of normalcy and health. There is immediately an increase in muscle power, vision improves our perception of the world, and increases changes for the better. We feel happier, more loving, and more easygoing. That is why forgiveness is for yourself. You don't have to condone what the other person did, but by forgiving them, understanding that they are coming from their limited perspective, and more than likely they had hardships in their life that hardened them to make them do bad things. More than likely they had a very difficult life themselves. It's not for you to judge. It's just for you to let go and let God move on with your life. Don't hold that pain and anger. There was a study in my undergrad, and I have a bachelor's in science of psychology and a master's in science of psychology. But my undergrad, they said that there was a correlation between mousy people people that got cancer. Now, that does not mean if you have cancer, you're a mousy person, and it doesn't mean if you're a mousy person, you're going to get cancer. It just means there was a 90% correlation between that. And the reason being is they're holding that anger and stress within themselves. People that are more vocal release that anger. And I'm not telling you to go around and shout and scream or anything, but screaming in the pillow will help. So I'm going to leave it at that, and we will pick up at a different time. But just know, guys, that's why to me Reiki is so important. I'm a Reiki master because it allows your body to start de-stressing when I give the Reiki, and then that allows your body to start the healing process. Same thing with acupuncture, same thing with yoga. They're all balancing out. You're going into meditation, being one with God in silence and silencing your mind, allowing that time with God, asking God to come in and be with you. These are all very helpful things that allow you to find that peace and balance that is so needed in this life. So I love you all. Have a blessed day, and namaste.